a boutique recruiting firm for high-end roles, and I found around 25 hours of wasted time. Now, that kind of sounds crazy, but in reality, it's what was happening. I ran my WTF plan, my wasted time fix plan. And so we only had maybe 3 to 4 meetings, where 30 minutes long. And I talked through their process, I asked them a bunch of questions, and then I spent some time kind of dissecting all of this and what it actually means. And I found typically basically 5 key items, areas of work that were wasting time, just leaking time that people didn't realize. What could you do with 25 hours a week? Imagine your company, your team. This was a team of 6 people, so that's roughly 5 hours per person. It wasn't that specific because they have different roles. They had an associate, a partner, and an executive assistant. And so each role had different amounts of time leak, if you may. But the reality is they're losing time that they didn't realize. And they're clearing $3 to $4 million a year. Now, that's just a small team of a bigger company, which means it's already a really effective team. So what else is being wasted out there? Now, if they could take that 25 hours a week and turn it into, beyond just not wasting time anymore, turn it into revenue producing, or their metrics are more about closing searches. And so if they could close searches faster, maybe they could do another search. What could that generate? What's the potential upside? And that's the kind of thing that I'd love to help teams and people find, because, man, if we had more time for what really mattered, then we could focus that time on the things that we want to do. And so rather than doing the things we have to do, we could focus on the things we want to do. Actually, I really love this. One of the partners said, hey, if I had 5 hours a week back in my week, I'd spend that time with my family. It's like, thank you for saying that. That resonates with me so much, because that's what I want. I want more time for what really matters. Work is great. Work is a calling. And there's more than work. And so hearing that and just seeing kind of the heart behind that. So then after we met, I talked through their process with them. I worked up my kind of plan, my write-up. And in that, I showed them what the areas that they were mismanaging or losing time on. You can find that in the link below. I can send that to you as a case study. And then I created for them a quick, like 1-2 page, here are the things that you could do. Here's some quick fixes. Here's some high leverage, might take a little longer, but have longer impact. And then here's some automations and things that you could just delete or automate to have time back. And so the biggest one that I'd like to share, I'll share this. There are about 5 areas that I mentioned. And the biggest area that was just wasting time that you don't see, it's one of those hidden time leaks, was the context switching. So this happens for so many, multiple roles had this problem. So let's say a partner was meeting with a client and the client asked a question. The partner didn't know that because the associate, based on context and all that. So the associate would like, wait, I got to respond to this text message. They'd come over here, they'd go back and re-research or find the file, and then they go back, they email the partner, and then if they remembered, they'd get back to what they were working on, and then they'd have to take the time to get back into where they were, what they were working on. And so you can check out my other video on context switching, but it is such a time suck because it's that hidden thing that people don't realize. And so just even pointing that out to them, it really helped them recognize, oh man, okay. And so the fix for that is, 1, it's a habit thing. Habits are hard to change. But 2, it is a team norm. Communicate the norms for your team and make the expectation that you don't need to respond right away. There are some things that maybe, yeah, you should respond right away, which there's other fixes for that. But give people an hour, maybe 2, 3, 5 hours, or respond by end of day. And that could really free up us as team members, employees, owners, to focus on the things that matter and have that mental space, the mental clarity to dive in and do deep work. So that's something that we often lose because we're jumping back and forth between tools, technology, conversations. That really just drains our time. If you want to see the case study, you can click below or just comment. I can share a couple more thoughts if you'd like. But if you found this helpful, I would love to share more. What would be really helpful is to know the kind of information you're looking for. Maybe you have a team, maybe you want more time. Help me understand, show me in the comments what you'd like to know, And if you think that's crazy, that's not possible to have 5 hours per person wasted or back, let's talk. I'd love to share that with you. So thanks so much for being here and taking the time to just see what's going on with other teams that are doing high end. They're already really effective and they're wasting time that they didn't even know about. That's what I do. I help people find time and create freedom so that everyone can focus on what matters most.